Welcome to Concept with Justin. Today, we're going to explore some breathtaking landscape design ideas that will transform your backyard into a serene oasis. Landscape design is more than just arranging plants. It's about creating a cohesive and harmonious environment that seamlessly blends architecture, nature, and personal style. A well-designed landscape enhances the beauty of your home, increases its value, and provides a sanctuary for relaxation and enjoyment. The process begins with a clear vision, understanding the existing site conditions, and defining the desired outcome. First, a thorough site analysis is paramount. This involves assessing the size and shape of the property, the existing topography, soil conditions, sunlight exposure, and prevailing winds. Understanding these factors informs every subsequent design decision. Ensuring plant health and overall aesthetic success. Consider the microclimates within the landscape. Some areas may be sun-drenched, while others remain shaded throughout the day. This variation dictates plant selection and placement. Soil testing reveals its composition, pH level, and drainage capabilities, guiding the choice of appropriate plants and amendments. Next, the architectural style of the house plays a crucial role in shaping the landscape's aesthetic. The overall style should create a sense of unity and coherence between the house and its surroundings. Pathways and walkways are the arteries of the landscape, guiding movement and enhancing the overall flow. Their design should complement the architectural style and the overall aesthetic. Curving pathways can create a sense of mystery and invite exploration, while straight lines offer a more formal and structured feel. Consider the materials used. Natural stone, brick, or gravel can all create distinct visual effects and integrate seamlessly with different styles. Ensure pathways are accessible and lead to key areas like seating areas, water features, or focal points. Plant selection is the heart of landscape design. Consider a diverse palette of plants, incorporating a variety of textures, colors, and heights to create visual interest and depth. Evergreen shrubs provide year-round structure and form, while deciduous trees offer seasonal changes in color and texture. Flowering plants introduce vibrant hues and fragrance, creating a dynamic display that evolves throughout the year. Mixing perennials, which return year after year, with annuals, which provide a burst of color for a single season, ensures continuous blooms. When choosing plants, prioritize those that are well suited to the local climate and soil conditions. Native plants are often the best choice, requiring less maintenance and providing habitat for local wildlife. Group plants with similar water and sunlight requirements together to simplify care and maximize their growth potential. Consider the mature size of each plant to avoid overcrowding and ensure adequate spacing for growth. Foundation plantings are essential for framing the house and creating a visual transition between the structure and the landscape. These plants should complement the architecture without overwhelming it. Evergreen shrubs, such as boxwoods or hollies, provide year-round structure, while flowering perennials add seasonal color and interest. Varying heights and textures creates a layered effect, drawing the eye upward and emphasizing the verticality of the house. Trees are magnificent elements that add scale, shade, and a sense of grandeur to the landscape. Their selection should consider their mature size, growth habit, and aesthetic qualities. Deciduous trees offer seasonal color changes, while evergreens provide year-round structure. Consider the placement of trees carefully, ensuring they have enough space to grow without interfering with utilities or structures. Ornamental grasses add movement, texture, and a touch of elegance to the landscape. Their swaying forms create a dynamic visual effect, especially when backlit by the sun. Varieties like miscanthus or feather reed grass can be used to create borders, soften hard edges, or serve as focal points. Their airy nature contrasts beautifully with more structured plants. Water features introduce tranquility and a sense of serenity to the landscape. A pond, fountain, or even a simple bird bath can become a focal point, attracting wildlife and creating a soothing soundscape. Surrounding water features with lush plantings enhances their beauty and creates a natural, inviting environment. Consider the size and scale of the water feature in relation to the overall landscape. A beautiful garden landscape is more than just a collection of plants. It's a harmonious blend of nature and design, creating an outdoor sanctuary that reflects personal style and enhances the overall aesthetics of a property. working with a sprawling backyard or a compact urban space, the principles of good landscape design can be applied to create a stunning outdoor retreat. Let's begin by considering the fundamental elements of landscape design: form, line, texture, color, and scale. These elements work together to create a cohesive and visually appealing garden. Form refers to the shape and structure of plants and hardscape elements. Incorporating a variety of forms, from the upright spires of Italian cypress to the rounded mounds of boxwood, adds visual interest and depth to the landscape. Line is another crucial element in garden design. It guides the eye through the landscape and can be used to create a sense of movement or direct attention to focal points. Curved lines, such as winding pathways or sinuous flower borders, create a sense of mystery and intrigue, inviting exploration. Straight lines, on the other hand, lend a formal, structured feel to the garden and can be used to create access points or frame views. Texture in the garden refers to the surface quality of plants and materials. Combining different textures adds depth and interest to the landscape. For example, pairing the fine, feathery foliage of Japanese maples with the bold, tropical leaves of elephant ears creates a striking contrast. Juxtaposing smooth river rocks with rough-hewn stone in hardscaping elements adds visual and tactile interest. Color is perhaps the most obvious element in garden design, and it plays a crucial role in setting the mood and atmosphere of the space. A monochromatic color scheme using various shades of green can create a serene, calming environment, while a bold mix of complementary colors can energize the space. Consider the color wheel when planning your garden palette, and don't forget that foliage color can be just as impactful as flower color. Scale and proportion are essential considerations in creating a balanced landscape. Ensure that plants and hardscape elements are in proportion to each other and to the surrounding architecture. A large tree might overwhelm a small courtyard, while tiny plants can get lost in a vast open space. Strive for a balance of different sizes and shapes to create a harmonious composition. When planning a stunning garden landscape, it's crucial to consider the specific site conditions. Factors such as climate, soil type, sun exposure, and existing vegetation all play a role in determining which plants will thrive in your garden. Conducting a thorough site analysis before beginning any design work will help ensure the long-term success of your landscape. Incorporating vertical elements into the garden landscape adds dimension and can make a space feel larger. Pergolas, arbors, and trellises not only provide support for climbing plants, but also create a sense of enclosure and intimacy. Living walls or green facades can transform bland vertical surfaces into lush, verdant backdrops. When selecting plants for your garden landscape, consider their growth habits, seasonal interest, and maintenance requirements. Aim for a mix of evergreen and deciduous plants to ensure year-round interest. Incorporate plants with different blooming periods to provide continuous color throughout the growing season. Don't forget to include plants with attractive bark, berries, or fall foliage to add interest during the winter months. Creating focal points within the garden draws the eye and adds visual interest. This could be achieved through the use of a specimen plant, a piece of garden art, or a unique structural element. Positioning these focal points at the end of sight lines or at key junctions in the garden layout can help guide movement through the space. Consider incorporating edible plants into your ornamental garden landscape. Many fruit trees, berry bushes, and herbs are not only productive but also attractive. An espaliered apple tree against a sunny wall or a border of fragrant herbs can add both beauty and functionality to your garden. Sustainable gardening practices should be a consideration in any garden landscape design. Incorporate native plants that are well adapted to local conditions and support local ecosystems. Implement water-wise gardening techniques, such as grouping plants with similar water needs, using drought-tolerant species, and installing efficient irrigation systems. Consider creating a rain garden to manage stormwater runoff and provide habitat for beneficial insects and wildlife. Hardscaping elements play a crucial role in garden landscape design. Patios, decks, and terraces extend living space into the outdoors and provide areas for entertaining and relaxation. Choose materials that complement the architecture of your home and the overall style of your garden. Natural stone, brick, and wood can add warmth and texture, while concrete and metal can lend a more contemporary feel. Don't overlook the importance of garden structures in creating a stunning landscape. A well-placed gazebo, pergola, or garden shed can serve as both a functional element and a visual anchor in the garden. These structures can provide shelter, storage, and a sense of permanence in the landscape. Creating a sense of mystery and discovery in the garden landscape can make even a small space feel larger and more interesting. Use plantings or structures to obscure views and create a sense of anticipation. A winding path that disappears around a corner or a hidden seating area tucked behind lush plantings invites exploration and adds an element of surprise to the garden experience. Consider the views of your garden landscape from inside your home. Position key features or plantings where they can be enjoyed from interior living spaces. This creates a strong connection between indoors and out and allows you to enjoy your garden even when the weather doesn't permit outdoor activities. Incorporating art into the garden landscape can add personality and create points of interest. Garden sculptures, kinetic art, or even repurposed objects can become focal points or conversation starters. Choose pieces that complement the style of your garden and can withstand outdoor conditions. Don't forget about the practical aspects of garden maintenance when planning your landscape. Incorporate storage areas for tools and equipment, and ensure that all parts of the garden are easily accessible for maintenance. Consider the mature size of plants when placing them to avoid overcrowding and reduce the need for frequent pruning. Seasonal planning is crucial in creating a garden landscape that looks stunning year-round. Consider the changing seasons when selecting plants and plan for a succession of bloom times. Incorporate plants with winter interest, such as those with colorful bark or interesting seed heads, to ensure your garden remains attractive even in the dormant season. Texture plays a significant role in creating a visually interesting garden landscape. Mix plants with different leaf shapes and sizes to add depth and complexity to your design. Combine fine-textured plants like ornamental grasses with broad-leaved plants for maximum contrast. Don't underestimate the power of repetition in creating a cohesive garden landscape. Repeating certain plants, colors, or design elements throughout the garden creates a sense of unity and flow. This doesn't mean creating a monotonous design. Rather, it's about finding a balance between variety and consistency. Incorporating fragrant plants into your garden landscape adds another sensory dimension to the outdoor experience. Position scented plants near seating areas or along pathways where their fragrance can be fully appreciated. plants with different bloom times to ensure a succession of scents throughout the growing season. Vertical gardening techniques can maximize space and create stunning visual effects in the garden landscape. Green walls, hanging baskets, and climbing plants on trellises or pergolas can transform bland vertical surfaces into lush, living tapestries. This is particularly effective in small urban gardens where ground space is limited. Don't forget about the importance of negative space in your garden landscape design. While it's tempting to fill every inch with plants or features, leaving some open areas can create a sense of balance and prevent the space from feeling overcrowded. Consider the environmental impact of your garden landscape design. Choose sustainable materials for hardscaping, opt for native or drought-tolerant plants, and avoid invasive species that could harm local ecosystems. Implementing rainwater harvesting systems or creating a composting area can further reduce your garden's environmental footprint. Remember that a stunning garden landscape should reflect your personal style and complement your home's architecture. Whether you prefer a formal, structured look or a more relaxed, naturalistic approach, your outdoor space should be an extension of your indoor living areas and a reflection of your tastes. Incorporating elements of surprise or whimsy can add character to your garden landscape. This could be through unexpected plant combinations, quirky garden art, or hidden features that are only discovered upon close exploration. These elements of surprise keep the garden interesting and engaging, encouraging repeated exploration and enjoyment. Consider the long-term evolution of your garden landscape. Plants will grow and mature, potentially changing the dynamics of the space over time. Plan for this growth, but also be prepared to make adjustments as your garden evolves. Gardening is a dynamic process, and flexibility in your design approach can lead to even more beautiful results over time. Don't overlook the importance of comfortable seating in your garden landscape. Strategically placed benches, chairs, or even hammocks invite relaxation and contemplation, allowing you to fully enjoy the beauty of your outdoor space. Consider the views from these seating areas and position them to take advantage of the best vistas in your garden. Creating a sense of enclosure in the garden landscape can enhance the feeling of intimacy and security. This can be achieved through the use of hedges, walls, fences, or strategically placed trees and shrubs. However, be careful not to create a space that feels claustrophobic. Balance enclosure with openness to create a comfortable and inviting atmosphere. Consider incorporating elements of play into your garden landscape, especially if you have children or grandchildren. A tree house, a swing hanging from a sturdy branch, or a hidden pathway through tall grasses can spark imagination and create magical childhood memories. Even adults can benefit from playful elements in the garden, such as outdoor games or interactive art installations. Don't forget about the practical aspects of garden usage when planning your landscape. Ensure that pathways are wide enough for comfortable movement, that there's adequate lighting for evening use, and that maintenance areas like compost bins or tool sheds are conveniently located but not obtrusive. Remember that a stunning garden landscape is not created overnight. It requires patience, care, and ongoing attention. Embrace the process of gardening, learning from both successes and failures. Each season brings new opportunities for growth and beauty in the garden. Seasonal changes should be embraced and incorporated into the landscape design. Consider the use of plants that offer year-round interest, whether through colorful foliage, berries, or interesting bark. Seasonal decorations, such as pumpkins in the fall or evergreens in winter, can add further visual appeal. The landscape should evolve and transform with the changing seasons. Thank you for joining this exploration of landscape design. If you found this content inspiring and wish to see more innovative ideas for transforming your outdoor spaces, be sure to subscribe to Concept with Justin. Until next time, happy gardening.